Okay, today I'm going to do a mini website evaluation of a site called treehuggerlife.net. And this is for Julie Elliott. So, Julie, I noticed a few things when looking at your site. First of all, and most importantly, when the user gets to your homepage, they really don't get a clear indication of what you do. Most of what they see above the fold, meaning above this part here where they scroll down, is just a giant logo and a banner across the top of the page. So, first and foremost, I think you absolutely immediately have to make that banner shorter. So, see how high it is right here at the top of the page? You really don't want it to go, quite that far down the page because it's taking up so much valuable real estate. You really only have about 15, 20 seconds to grab someone's attention when they come here. And if they don't immediately know what you're doing and what you're offering them, then they're just going to go ahead and exit your website, and they really won't take the time to scroll down to learn more. So first and foremost, make this banner area much, much smaller. Secondly, you should probably add some kind of either a tagline. You can certainly keep this tagline here, but you really want to make it immediately apparent what you're offering them, because Release Your Inner Hippie doesn't really exactly tell me how you're going to help me do that. It's an awesome way to convey the benefit, but you also want to make sure that they really clearly understand how you'll be doing that for them. And it might just be as simple as adding, about me or about us, or however you want to phrase it, but adding something here in this main menu that makes it clear exactly what you're doing. Because I see all sorts of content categories up here. We've got apothecary, adorable animals, eco-friendly living, news, and rewilding, but you don't really exactly tell them why you're sharing all of this information. When I browsed through your site, I read lots of useful content and lots of interesting information, but it read more like a personal blog. It really doesn't tell me what you as a business owner or what your business will be offering to them. So those were the big things that jumped out at me. Again, moving down here, we've got a nice slider here. But what you really want to do is you want to introduce some content that will motivate them to act. So all of these sliders are just showing a title for a blog post and then the date that it was published. Not really the best use of a slider, because there's no call to action here. You're not making it clear to the user what the next step is, and that's really critical. You want to make sure that you're making it crystal clear to them how they can move into the next step of your sales funnel. And by that, I mean, most users go through a certain path when they're looking for information or looking for products or looking for services. They're in this awareness stage where, you're just kind of making them aware that you exist. So whether they came here from a Google search or word of mouth or a link somewhere, chances are they really don't know a whole lot about you. They might read your website, they might read your content to learn more about what your business does, what you can offer them, how you can help them. And as they become more interested in you, they move from that awareness stage into the next stage, which sometimes you might call the consideration stage, where they're kind of evaluating different solutions to their problem. So we want to make it as easy for them as possible to go from that awareness stage to that consideration stage with you. So a better use of this slider would be to highlight some of your products or services and then include a small call to action, meaning a link or a button that will take them to, maybe set up a consultation with you, fill out a form, download something, that really helps them move to the next level. And there's multiple levels within this customer journey that I'm talking about. But, in a nutshell, you want to take someone from that place where, they're really not even aware that you exist to, becoming aware that you might be able to help them solve their problems, to becoming an actual customer. So that's a great use of a slider like this. And then as I scroll further down this page, again, we see kind of the same headline here that we saw in the tagline above. Again, you need to be more specific here. You want to make sure that you're telling them in a very concrete way what solutions you're going to provide for them and what the outcome will be for them. So, you know, think about it from their perspective and think about what their pain points are and how you can help them solve that, and then convey that here in this headline. So, for example, you know, I'm not sure exactly what you do, but let's say you provide services to help people live a healthier lifestyle. You could convey in this headline here that they're going to have more energy, or reach their dreams or whatever. I'm just kind of throwing this off the top of my head, but you really want to convey in that headline what the end result is for them. The blog posts shown here are good. You could, if you wanted to, make the pictures slightly smaller, but I don't necessarily know that that's critical. It would just allow you to fit more on the page, but and have them scroll less. But it's probably okay. This about me content, I would suggest moving further up the page so that people get to it a little bit sooner. And this would really be where you convey to them what you're going to do for them, because it tells a lot about your background and what you do in your I think your full-time job, but it really doesn't tell them how else you can help them. I'm assuming, my assumption is that you're doing this blog as a business to sell something. So make sure that's crystal clear to them. And then scrolling a little bit further down the page, you start seeing actual blog posts here. And I would suggest that you make these a little bit shorter, because you can see if you click on this headline here, you can click through to read the entire blog post. So on this main page, you don't really want to give away too much content. You want to tease them. So perhaps do this first line and this second paragraph maybe, and then put a read more link there so that they can click through to really see, the rest of the content. Just tease them here. Think of these as teasers. And then, there's quite a few here, so I'm going to go quickly through the rest of these. And then getting to same thing goes for all of these. There's a lot of pictures here. And again, just taking up a ton of valuable real estate on this home page, which you really want to pack this page pretty full with content and information that will take them to the next level. I'm not opposed to putting a lot of blog posts here, but just make sure that it's a little bit shorter. So you might want to just include this first picture and maybe a little teaser in a paragraph, and then they would get to see the rest of the pictures when they actually click through. I'm just going to scroll all the way to the bottom here and show you one more thing here. I would say in your footer of your page, I'm not real sure what these are supposed to be here. It looks like when I hover over them, if you look in the lower half of your screen, the lower left-hand corner, you can see the names of those content categories. So, theoretically, these will take you to those content categories that we talked about before, the topics that we talked about before, which is, you want to take people there from here. You want to allow people to, get to other sections of your site without having to scroll all the way back up to the top of the page. I would not recommend that you do it this way, because these icons look identical to each other, and it's not clear to the user that that's what those are. So a better use of this footer space would be to actually include a menu, maybe put in this site, or learn more, or some other header, and then just list out those items in your main menu that appeared at the top of the page. So in this site you could put home, I don't remember what they all were, apothecary, adorable animals. You would actually type that out in text and make them live links so that people know that they can get back there. The other thing that I would put down here always on every page is your social media icons, and make them clickable links that go straight to your social media pages so that people can, follow you easily. You might want to put a header on it, like follow me now, or, you could put something about connecting on social or something to that, something similar to that. But it would be pretty much another call to action. You make it active voice, make it an action that they will take. learn more, follow me now, something that they'll actually have to do and that'll kind of motivate them to act. This disclaimer, I would move down. You've got it right here. I would move that down here at the bottom. It's really not important enough to take up that real estate that it's taking up right now. So, another menu or the social media icons would be far more important than that. Um, and um, Lastly, I think that if you click through to one of these blog posts, I want to show you another really, really critical thing that everyone should be doing in their websites these days. So, really, now we're looking at an actual blog post. Um, Very pretty picture, good heading. Listicles are fantastic. Anything that you can do um, to let users know what's in the article is great. And using numbers lets people, very quickly ascertain that they're going to get something very tangible out of your post. So whether it's top 10, top 5, 7 ways you can XYZ, top 30, any of those work very, very well with my clients and my business. Listicles are one of the best performing content types out there today. So do as many listicles as you can. And, if you want to look at an example of a site that does that well, look at BuzzFeed. That's a consumer-based site, so it may not be exactly apples to apples if you're a B2B business, but all the same, we see fantastic results with listicles across the board, whether it's B2B clients or B2C clients. You might also want to consider adding a byline here on your blog posts, especially if you have more than one author. But even if you don't, even if you're the only author, it doesn't hurt to include your name on your blog posts in case people share them. And, if people are just coming to your site for the first time, that name recognition is important. So the other thing that I wanted to specifically mention about blog posts is, again, at the end of each blog post, you want to give them a very clear picture, again, just a reminder of what is the next step in your sales funnel. So right here at the bottom of your post, underneath the text, before your social sharing function, you want to have a button or a link or an image or something that tells them to do something. Set up a call to talk to me about how I can help you. If you sell, if you were the type of company that sells software or something like that, you could schedule a demo. But in your case, it would most likely be a phone call. You could also set something up where you're selling something. Maybe you sell a product. Maybe like an ebook. Maybe you're giving it away for free, and that's a fantastic way to build your list. If you want to add, more leads and people that you can market to on a regular basis, giving things away is a fantastic way to do it. So whether it's an ebook, a quick checklist, something that you put together very quickly, don't stress about that. You want to make sure that you're putting things out there, making forward progress, and giving people lots of options and ways to get to know you. So giving things away for free is a great way to do that. Every single blog post that you do should have a call to action at the bottom. Start simple, start with a, schedule a call with me. And then a week later or 2 weeks later, add another one, whether it's a checklist or something they download. And then another few weeks, add another, don't go nuts, don't add 100. Most businesses can add, 4, 5, 6, and really start to see some really big results. And you want to make sure that you're adding those for people at all stages of your funnel. So people who are just getting to know you, you probably won't be able to talk them into a very expensive program or a very expensive service because they really don't know you well enough. So offer them free things and ask them to opt into your list. And then, also develop a few for people who, maybe do know you and, have gotten to know you. And you can also use those in emails. So make sure that people in your list, make sure you're talking to them via email. Send out an email once a week. If you have a very big list, you can even do more than once a week, but do it on a regular basis and always include those calls to action. I hear people say all the time, I'm putting together all this content, I'm putting all of this stuff out there, and I'm not getting any response. And a lot of times that's because you're not really letting people know how they should respond. So make sure you do that. So, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I think that the design is very nice. The pictures are fantastic. I think with just a few tweaks, you could really start to see, some huge improvements in terms of, all of the metrics that matter: traffic, leads, conversions. Those are really the, most important parts of any marketing program and the things that you want to track. So hopefully this was helpful. And if anyone wants to have their own website evaluation done, you can sign up for a VIP session with me. It's a 3 or 4 hour session where we will go through your own website, just like this, and also talk about your marketing strategy, a 3-month tactical plan, meaning, a 3-month plan of what content you should create for your blog, your social media, your website, press releases, and other marketing tactics. And it also includes some how-to training in terms of, how to use WordPress or HubSpot or Google Analytics or lead pages. So hopefully this was helpful for everybody, and talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.